Welcome, Owls fans, to Owls TV, the official broadcaster for Muncie Berth Athletics. Today we're at the Plymouth Powerball Volleyball Tournament. We're in the second round as the Owls will be facing off against the Plymouth Pilgrims. Owls dropped the first match to a very hard-fought Valparaiso Vikings, going to extra points in the third set, but coming up short. Out there for the Owls in this starting rotation, we have Nixon, Kessler, Halberd, Adamowitz, Powers, and Meyer will be back to serve. Beach will come in as the libero. Meyer serves it. Outside attack. Beach digs it up. Adamowitz is going to run it down. Nixon will send the free ball over. Big swing from Plymouth, and they'll pick up the first point of the first set. Back to serve will be Maddie Fig, number 10. Meyer, Nixon, Powers fires away. It's going to be dug up by the Pilgrims. Domwitz dumps it to the corner. And free ball's over. Nixon. And she backs that over the net. And the right side attack from number 11, Hunter. And the Pilgrims are up 2-0. Owls off to a slow start. Somewhat not unexpected after definitely a hard-fought match against a very good Valparaiso team. Nixon gets it to Adamowitz. There's the roll shot. Kessler at the net. Nixon gets it up. Beach. Adamowitz will run into it and send it to the back row. And there's another kill for the Pilgrims. That's German for Pilgrims. The only senior on their varsity team. And service here gives the Owls their first point. Beach back to serve for the Owls. Swing off the block. Point's good to the Owl. Nope, point does go to the Plymouth. Owls trailing 4-1 early in this first set. And that goes too long, and the Owls get the other point. Owls looking to regroup. So far, their only 2 points have been off service errors for Plymouth. And there's another service error, and that gives a point over to the Pilgrims. Owls looking to regroup. Nixon. Domwitz, and that's not going to clear the tape. And Coach Craig's going to make a substitution. He's going to bring in Miller in the place of Adamowitz. Miller dives, gets it up. Halbert waits for it. She sends it deep. And she'll get the kill. That'll be the first kill for the Owls in this second set. Or second match, first set. Sorry about that. Dungan returns, or is in the front row for the Owls. Nixon back to serve. Another service error. And Coach Craig's going to take a timeout. Welcome back, Owls fans. Plymouth has a serve. And attacking air gives another point to the Pilgrims. Owls definitely just are not in sync here in this second match today. German fires it deep. Kessler gets it. Nixon. Kessler fire away. And there's a good kill from the junior. Kessler back to serve. Back row attack from German. And that goes long, and the Owls pick up the point. Halbert pops it up. Miller runs it down. There will be a free ball from Halbert. That's thrown over, and that goes out of bounds. And the Owls have cut the lead to 2. Kessler back to serve once again for the Owls. Powers to Nixon. Halbert. Powers fires away and gets a point. There's a kill for the junior. Owls have closed within 1. Kessler sends it deep. And that's off the block and be a side out for Plymouth. Overpass. Halbert gets it right back. Tight to the net. Owls trying to get it over. And that'll be 2 touches. And Plymouth's the first one to double digits. Nixon's going to set up. Kessler from the back row. She fires it up. German from the back row. Nixon. Kessler's going to send it forward. Halbert with the big swing. And there's a kill for Plymouth. And they're back to a 4-point lead. And Coach Craig's going to take a timeout. And we're back. Owls trailing by 4. Halbert sends it up to Nixon. Powers into the block. And it bounced around. And point goes over to the Pilgrims. And service error gives it over to the Owls. Howley back, or Halbert back to serve. Fig fires away, and that goes out of bounds. And the Owls get the point and cut the lead to 3. Senior Halbert clips the net and gets it over. And a big swing, and the Owls can't cover it. Point goes over to the Pilgrims. Beach returns to the back row for the Owls. Sheedy back to serve. Powers reaching for the corner. And net violation on the Pilgrims puts the Owls into double digits. Meyer serve. And a big swing from German, or from the Pilgrims, picks up the point. Powers roll shots it over the net. Kessler pops it up. Nixon gets under it. Adamowicz throws it down. German, Owls there with the block. Powers gets it up. Myers. Adamowicz again tries to roll shot. And Nixon's there to put it down. And the Owls are back within 3. German tips it over. Kessler's there to cover. Send it back to Kessler. She goes to the left side. And the Owls get the side out. Beach goes back to serve. Beach serves over. Middle attack. The Owls there with the block. German and Kessler with the block. And the Owls are close within 1. Tipped over. Meyer there to cover. Adamowicz gets it up, or checks. Nixon gets to Adamowicz, and she gets a kill. And the Owls have fought back to tie it at 14. And the Pilgrims are going to take a timeout. And the Pilgrims pick up the point. Service error ties us up at 15 points apiece. Adamowicz, she sends it deep to the middle. Beach, Kessler off the block, and the Owls take the lead, 16-15. Adamowicz back to serve once again. She sends it cross court. German goes with the big swing. Beach gets the dig. Halbert. Adamowicz from the back row. And she'll pick up the point, and the Owls are up by 2. Domowitz sends it across, tight to the net. Halbert sends it from the left side. There's a roll shot from the back row. Nixon tried to set it over. Point goes to the Owls. Ball handling error on side of the Plymouth. Adamowicz with the ace, and the Owls have gone up 4. Adamowicz once again serving. And another ace, and the Owls are the first one to 20. And Plymouth's going to take a timeout. And we're back. Adamowicz continuing to serve for the Owls as they have opened up a 5-point lead over the Pilgrims. And the service there is going to give it right back to Plymouth. Adamowicz gets it to Nixon. Halbert, and fortunately not going to clear the tape. Another point for the Pilgrims. Owls hold on to a 3-point lead. And that one slides out of bounds, and the Owls pick up the point. Lauren Nixon to serve. German with the left side attack. Owls immediately return it. Back row attack into the net, and the Owls are back up by 5. Nixon fires it deep. German handles it. Nixon gets it to Kessler. She powers it through the block, and the Owls are up by 6, 23-17. Nixon fire away again. German again from the left side. Halbert fires it up, and that's going to be out of the reach of the Pilgrims. And the Owls have come to set point, leading 24-17 after being down 3-0 early in the first set. Just clears the net, and that'll be an ace for the junior. And the Owls take the first set, 25-17. We'll be back shortly for the start of the second set. Welcome back as we get ready to start the third set, or second set. Owls won the first one. (25-18), lead 1-0. Again, we're in a tournament format, so it's going to be the best of 3. Sheedy back to serve for Plymouth. Adamowicz gets it up to Nixon, gets it to Powers, and she gets the first kill, and I did not reset the score. I apologize. Owls take the first point of the second set. Meyer fires it over. Outside attack from Plymouth. Powers fires it. Whoa, Myers quickly gets over. Meyer gets it back up. Good play by the senior DS. And Adamowicz with the kill. Owls go up 2-0. Good work by the senior defensive specialist Corinne Meyer to keep that play alive on numerous occasions. Back set out, right side attack. Powers down the middle. Plymouth pops it way up. It'll be a free ball over. Beach handles it. Nixon to Powers on the slide. The block is there. Adamowicz from the left side. Right back to Adamowicz. She dumps it down the line. And a long set point. Long point gives a point to Plymouth. That's the first of the second set. Miller. Powers gets a swing. Net violation gives a point to Plymouth. And we're tied at 2 points apiece. Fig to serve. And that'll be an ace. And the Pilgrims go up by 1. Adamowicz. Big dive. Oh, there's a block and off the Owls. And Plymouth has come back to take a 2-point lead. Maddie Fig, the junior, is back to serve for Plymouth. And that slides out of bounds, and the Owls pick up the point. Beach will go back to serve. And Plymouth doesn't return it over the net, and the Owls pick up the point, and we're tied at 4 points apiece. Helen Beach, the senior libero, serves it over. Right side attack, and Kessler and Adamowicz there with the block. Tight to the net. Owls get it up. Adamowicz pushes it deep. German, and that one's going to land on the outside of the net. Give a point to the Pilgrims. Man, the libero fires. Kessler waits for it and sends it deep to the middle. And the one-handed back set from Plymouth goes out of bounds, and the Owls tie it up at 5. Adamowicz will go back to serve. And there's an ace for Adamowicz. And the Owls retake the lead. Service error gives a point over to the Pilgrims, and we're tied at 6. And Kessler picks up the kill. And the Owls are back on top by 1. Halbert enters the front row in the place of Meyer. And Nixon will go back to serve. Back set, and the Owls can't get there quick enough. And we're back tied at 7. German fires. Foot fault for the Pilgrims, and the Owls get the point. Kessler's going to go back to serve. Nixon. Halbert waits for it on the right side. She sends it across the court. Halbert gets it. Miller sends it high and over. Big swing, and the Owls there with the block. And they're up by 2 now. Kessler fires it deep. And she picks up the ace, and the Owls are the first one to 10. And the Pilgrims fail to return it over the net, and the Owls are up by 4 now. Abby Kessler, junior middle hitter, continuing to fire away. German from the back row. Nixon will pop it up. Kessler from the back row, and that's going to go just long. We'll go back over to the Plymouth side for service. Owls hold a 3-point lead. Miller pops it up for the Owls. Miller runs in and roll shots it over. Nixon pushes it deep. Fig fires it, and it goes between the Owl block, and they'll get the point. Owls just couldn't quite close the block enough. And service goes out, and the Owls go up by 3. Aubrey Miller back to serve. German, and official says it doesn't clear the tape, and the Owls will get the point. Miller, and that serve is long. And the Pilgrims get the point. Big swing from Halbert. Miller sends it up to Nixon. Adamowitz fires away. Adamowitz dumps it over. She finds the open spot on the court, and the Owls get the point. Meyer sends it deep, and just a little too deep as the Owls, or the Pilgrims, pick up the point. Fig serving for Plymouth. Powers receives it. Adamowitz roll shots it over the block. German waits for it. She sends it down. Meyer digs it up. Back row attack from Miller. Powers puts it down for the kill. She was sitting there waiting for that and took the opportunity to score the point for the Owls. Beach sends it deep. And Pilgrims will not be able to return it, and the Owls pick up the point and have opened up a 5-point lead. Beach, once again, at the service line for the Owls. She sends it all the way across court. Tight, Nixon fires it over. German fires it, goes off the block. Myers almost had the pancake, but not quite. So the point will go up on the Plymouth side of the scoreboard. Man back to serve. It clips the net, and the off speed throws off the Owls. They could not get there in time. Seems like every time Owls open up a lead, Plymouth just comes marching right back to close it up. That one will be an easy one for the Owls as that goes way out of bounds. Adamowitz will go back to serve. Miller fires away. It's going to be dug up by Pilgrims. That swing goes long, and the Owls return to a 5-point lead. Adamowitz once again serving. Service there gives a point over to Plymouth. Long serve. Kessler fires it. Plymouth there with the block. Miller, she fires it off the block. German. Cover from Meyer. Nixon dumps it over. Nixon gives it to Kessler. She pushes it to the right. And that'll score the point. Senior Ellie Halbert turns to the front row for the Owls. Nixon back to serve. One handed over. Beach gets it. Nixon. Kessler, she fires away. The block is there, but that's not going to be able to be returned. And the Owls are the first one to 20. Opened up a 6-point lead. Nixon once again sends it over. And that goes long. And the Owls are up by 7. Junior setter Lauren Nixon serves it over right to the libero. German tips it down the line. Nixon's there to cover it. Beach with the out of system. Back to Adamowitz from the back row. German fires. The Owls there with the block. And Halbert and Kessler come together for the block and score the point for the Owls. German again tips it over the block this time, and the Owls can't get there to cover it. Point goes to the Pilgrims. Owls holding a 7-point lead. Kessler to Nixon. She sends it over to Halbert. Fires away. And out of bounds. Thought I saw a touch, but I guess I'm not an official. Nagel enters the lineup for Kessler. Back to serve. check that. They did give a touch point to the Owls. Chipped over Adamowitz, but that goes out of bounds. And that point, that time goes over to the Pilgrims. Pilgrims back to serve. Nagel pops it up. Adamowitz rolls it over the net. Tight, and net violation is going to give a point to the Owls. And that'll bring up match point as the Owls have lead 24-16. Freshman Aubrey Miller back to serve for the Owls. And the Owls, both Powers and Halbert there with the blocks, and they stop any attempt to make it over, and the Owls take the second set, 25-16, and win the match 2-0. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Join us for our third match as we take off against New Prairie.